Beautiful. So those of you you can do the chat box. I'm just going to pop the chat box on the side here. I like to keep things pretty authentic, those of you that know me. Alrighty. And feel free to chat away. So good evening, good evening, good evening. This is a super treasure, and I feel very fortunate to be able to talk with you this evening, for you to give me a little bit of your time to talk about Thrive, how to reinvent ourselves, how to disrupt old paradigms, and upgrade yourself while supporting others. Now, for those of you, can you still see me in the chat box? If you can just say, you can hear me loud and clear. Can you actually see me on the screen as well? Beautiful, you can see and hear me. Beautiful, thank you. Clearly I'm a pro at this stuff. I actually am a pro at speaking. I've been doing it for over 16 years. So we're going to be talking about disrupting old paradigms and really shaking things up. And this evening we have the pleasure of a number of the people who are already going through Thrive with me at the moment, which is very exciting, but also some of the original members of MIAKO. And I want to share a really special moment with you all this evening where I've been able to bring these two projects together, which is something that I've always wanted to do. So let's have a look at this Wonder Woman for the men and listening this evening. Just play along with the female influence side. But I like the concept of Wonder Woman. We are all superheroes. I think whatever we've done in our lifetime, the fact that we've made it to this point in life says a hell of a lot about who we are and the essence of being human. And despite all the challenges that you may have had in life, I can bet you can still write down a pretty amazing list of all the incredible things you've done. I like to define a superhero as a type of hero or savior possessing extraordinary talents. So I'm pretty sure I'm speaking to superheroes this evening, a supernatural phenomenon or superhuman powers. And we're often as heroes dedicated to supporting others. And can you relate to that? There's a sense of we're here, the people that are attracted to this type of work are really here for something a little bit more than just the mundane kind of Groundhog Day of being human. But the thing with being a superhero is there's a huge amount of roles that we're playing. And I don't know how many roles you're playing, but throughout my life, I've played many. And just because I haven't had my children, I've still played a lot of other roles. Been an auntie, I've been a daughter, I've been a sister, I've been a bestie, and I still am all these things as well. A career woman, health focused, spiritual, the whole thing. And a lot of these roles, the challenge is that they're often in conflict with each other. And so I want to ask yourself the question, is there any sense of there's so many roles to play? Even if life is thriving for you right now, I bet you can relate to the fact that there's just a lot going on. Here's my beautiful pussycat. One of them I was feeding earlier. I like to think about a new type of superhero. In my book, The Human Reinvention Formula, we talk a lot about the journey of becoming a new type of superhero. I was one of those people that was very encouraged and celebrated for being successful and going for it, and quite masculine in my energy. Everyone would praise me for all these things I did for everybody. But inside my personal life wasn't really cutting it. And there was a lot of lack going on there, even though I had this big profile out in the world. The new type of superhero I like to think about is feeling calm, joyous, being able to take time to sit on the couch and cuddle your kids, your partner, or in my case, my pussycat, and be in flow with life and feeling very, very supported on all levels and thriving with abundance. I think that this is where a lot of leaders are coming from in the future, is really coming from this different place of being more in flow and more in alignment with your divine path, which many, many people haven't discovered yet. So the question for you is, what are you seeking? So even when you sign up for tonight, I know a number of you guys are very much into this concept of thriving. Some of you are with MIAKO. There's still a part of you that's kind of put an hour aside this evening to go, I want to be there. I want to hear what Mia has to say. So the question for you is, what are you seeking? And I think whenever you listen to any presentation or any speaker or change maker, there's always some sort of reason, a deeper reason why you're doing that. And so if you place that intention on this evening, I hope that you'll have a wonderful experience with me. So tonight you can expect me to cover off three major points. One is, why is reinvention a strategy that is critical right now? Because it absolutely is critical right now. Two, how to thrive in challenging times with new paradigm strategies. Challenging doesn't have to always be our own reality. It can be what's going on around us. And number three, how to impact other people's lives in a powerful way with the MIAKO Project. And I'm like tickled pink that I'm going to be sharing this with you tonight. I like these three powerful words: reinvention, thrive, and impact is what we're talking about this evening. So the question is, do you want to thrive in all areas of your life? And if this is an absolute yes, 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 post it in the chat box and give me some feedback there. Are you looking to thrive? Either thrive in your own life or thrive by helping others. Because certainly there's a flow of energy that can come towards you when you make a commitment to that. Yes, 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 beautiful. But the reality is you might be facing some realities that feel like there aren't quick fixes. For example, you have real commitments, family commitments, financial commitments, work, energy, dietary. Your time isn't always yours. And I really respect that. Your energy output may be at capacity. You may already be doing more than you kind of can handle at the moment. Your resources may be less than you would like, okay? And resources can be, people often think resources are money, but money, support, love, kindness, flow, energy, that type of thing. And you just need to create more space. But it's kind of like, well, you've got all this stuff going on. How are you going to create space with everything else going on? I just want to relate to you and say, I really get this. I've had a big life. I've had multiple chapters in only 47 years. And I know that there is a way through, but the critical word there is through. Is we need to move through to get to the other side, whatever you choose that to be. It can often take many, many years to see real change, but we don't often have years. And there's a desire in us to kind of have some experiences and some shifts right away. So I'm not sure if you can relate to this. Now, this is not an image I ever really want to show publicly, but the only reason I do show this is to just say to you that I've been there. Reinvention can be seen in many, many different ways. My reinventions being, this is one of the ways you can see it in a physical way, where I was in probably the darkest, saddest, loneliest, most awful time in my life, and was able to bring myself through. So I'm an advocate for reinvention because I've been there. And it's not just been the episode or the event that happened 3 years ago. It's actually been many events in this lifetime. I seem to have kind of adopted a life path where I chose challenge in order to grow and connect on a higher level to my higher self and my guides. So reinvention can be physical, emotional, spiritual, or financial. You get to choose. I like to think that all parts impact each other. So when we're working on one area, we may not see all of the results in the other areas straight away, but we'll start to feel better in our physical self. We'll start to have different emotional responses. Then we'll start to have a different flow of perhaps money or income coming through. And through that process as well, we might start to open up to something higher than ourselves. So who am I? For those of you that haven't met me before, and there is a couple of people this evening that haven't met me, hello. For those of you that have, just bear with my story. I'm a friend, I'm an Auntie Mia to 9 children. I'm a daughter and a sister. I'm a mother of 2 fur babies. They're of the feline nature. I've lived in over 6 countries now. I've got an absolute passion for Wales. I'm a singer, writer, and creator. I'm a soul connector, and I'm a thriver post-abuse. I can't even say that word now. Abuse and trauma. But who am I in a professional sense? Although we know that it's all integrated. I was a nurse and a nurse practitioner in the beginning of my career. And I've become an entrepreneur and business owner. I created $1 million wealth performance profiling system that transformed many people's lives. reinvention expert and intuitive mentor, international speaker and author, and I've run a retreat in many, many countries. I love running retreats, and I'll be running many more in the future as the world opens up. And also been an executive producer of a human transformational documentary. So I've done a little bit in my 47 years. Amazon best-selling book, The Human Reinvention Formula. If you haven't already got a copy of that, highly recommend you to go to Amazon. It's only $4.99 for the ebook, or you can buy the paperback. And that's an amazing formula. I'll talk a little bit about that this evening. We've also got a new book coming out called Sacred Rebel in May, and then another book called Fearless Presence in June. And then hopefully my 5th book actually will be coming out in December. So I love to write, and I've found that I can open up a really clear channel and download a lot of really pure concepts through writing. So why reinvention is a strategy that is critical right now, and I say critical, I just want to get this education into the hands of as many people as I can. I want to help as many people as I can, not because I'm a martyr or, you know, a save the world guru person. I don't need any kudos for it. I just know what it feels like to be suffering, and I know what it feels like to not be suffering and actually start feeling joy again. So why reinvention is a strategy that's critical right now? There are 3 key realities that many are facing, and less than 15% of humans are aware of what's actually going on and doing something about it. So we've got some work to do in this lifetime. So the first one I like to talk to is systems breakdown. I think you'll probably agree with me that the world's going through a radical change right now. I know here in Australia, absolutely is, New Zealand as well. Just going down to the shops in Noosa before this presentation this evening was a radical breakthrough for me about just how the systems are breaking down and how they're impacting how we feel. The reality is they're causing personal breakdowns. Now, it's awful that there's more and more hardship happening at the moment. There's homelessness. I know people here locally that have no homes to live in already. And this is actually in our country. Financial stress is super evident everywhere, with JobKeeper about to finish. Increased domestic violence. I was part of the domestic violence incident over 3 years ago. It was absolutely horrific, but it's increasing. The statistics are just really upsetting. Homeschooling, so people are choosing not to put their kids in school, so therefore they're homeschooling, so then parents, often a parent can't go to work, or they have to change their income stream, which then gives financial stress and energetic stress and burnout. Health stresses, of course, we've got frequencies and technologies that are mucking up our system and not doing great things for us. Societal alienation, if you walk into a place and you're not prepared to wear a mask, or you can't because of medical reasons, you're going to get alienated, you're going to get shamed, you're going to get judged. This is stuff that we've never really had to deal with before in this level. Reduced ability to travel. I don't know about you, but I'm a traveller. I love my travel. And so much more. What I like to think, though, is these systems break down. I kind of feel like I was put on the earth at this time for this reason. These system breakdowns are causing personal breakdowns. The icing on the cake with that, however, which might sound a bit strange, is that more and more people are opening to personal growth or human transformation. And if they listen to that breakdown and they get help immediately, so they don't go into crisis, there are a lot of these people that could be getting the support to actually reinvent themselves so the crisis doesn't happen. Some people need to go through crisis. So personal breakdowns to me isn't always a bad thing. I just like to see more and more humans work it out before it gets to crisis, before they end up on the streets and all the different other realities that can happen. And having been there myself, I know that to go through and hit rock bottom also means, if you're prepared to open your heart and receive support, that you actually can thrive and you can live with joy. And the life I've got now is just, it's so simple, yet it's just so beautiful. So this is a problem we've got going on, but there's a lot of potential that we can do within ourselves and with people that we care about. The second one is we're being forced to wake up. So there's new ways of being. There is a frequency shift on the earth. I won't go into detail, but if you're curious, look up Schumann resonance. I've been tracking the resonance for quite some time now because it seems to directly impact my body, and so it's important for me to understand it as much as I can. So basically, the layman's way to describe human resonance is that we've got the world and we've got this layer outside of it, and there's this frequency, and we're seeing frequencies that we've never seen before hitting here on Earth, which is having an impact on those of us that are quite awake, that are quite sensitive, and it's shaking things up. So people are waking up fast. When I first started doing this development work, it was like, it was a slog. I'm now working with people within 2 sessions, a completely transformed pattern. So we are at a pivotal time. People are waking up. I think this is a great thing. And the next one is that because of the frequencies and because of the overload and the extra stress and us having to work more, do more, create more, and all these pressures that governments and systems are creating, we actually have to do the opposite. And I learned this lesson very, very clearly a couple of years ago after touring around Australia. I got a chesty thing happening in New Zealand, collapsed. Got myself back here, and it took months and months to heal. Had I caught that earlier, I wouldn't have had to go through it. However, it was, again, one of the biggest breakthroughs I've ever had. We have to slow down. We have to slow down to speed up. Slow down to speed up means we actually have to bring our nervous system down so that we can actually start to manage and cope with the realities of the world that we're living in. And so we're a big advocate for slowing down to speed up. The more I slow down, the more I create. It's extraordinary. So how to thrive in challenging times with new paradigm strategies. So this is the how-to bit. So I'm going to talk about the human reinvention formula. It's a super in demand formula now, and it does fast track reinvention. Here's an image of it here. It's a 3-part formula. I'm just going to go through it simply for you to get an essence of it. There's 3 parts. Now, most people come to me wanting to work on the 3rd part, expansion, but we have to work on activation first, collaboration, bringing in the support, and then expansion. So it takes a little bit of like, okay, meet me where I'm at, and I will absolutely help you integrate all these elements. So of each part, there's 3 parts that we work through with this formula. So imagine in a safe environment that you were to suddenly focus solely on activation, and that is shaking things up. So it says here, an activated human need not battle or fight for what they need. An integrated approach brings around new openings. So an activated human has a power and a frequency to create things. But we need to become activated, so we need to unpack some of the old stuff, and some of you guys are going through this right now. We need to shake it up, which isn't always comfortable, but we move you through nice and quickly, and then we get to the delicious part where we get to upgrade all the structures and the things that you need to move forward. So this is the process. Then once you've done the activation work, we actually get into the collaboration. Now, there's a real common theme out there in the community of lone wolf syndrome. So many people still struggling on their own, knowing that the future movement forward is through collaboration. But very few people understand how to collaborate. In order to collaborate, we have to understand our self-worth. We have to know our value in order to trade it. And so we teach you a reveal, define, and trade value process. It says here, to be resourceful, one must recognize the resources available. Most people don't see how many resources are sitting at their doorstep. A lack of insight, so closed off, can hinder any human from attracting the bigger resources required to activate, disrupt, and upgrade themselves. We must reveal, define, build, and trade these valuable assets as a part of a normal daily structure. Powerful wealth is built when this is activated. So when I was in the Gold Coast and I ran a big wealth coaching company, I built a technology that profiled people. Then that company, I lost that overnight to some fraudulent behavior with a business partner. I took myself over to Asia to work with the trafficked girls. I thought, I'm not going to go into like absolute depression around this. I'm just going to create a new pathway, and went over to Thailand and ended up working with the girls. And in that time, all my money was frozen. So there was this situation where I'd been in this huge abundance of wealth, and then suddenly I didn't. So I actually had to learn how to trade value, and I had to own my value and trade it to move forward. So often I feel like I'm a bit of a master of building businesses without necessarily the money that you necessarily need to build a business initially. And that's because I understand my value. So I teach people how to really get it, so they just become this like completely attractive, brilliant human that can bring in any opportunity they want. And the third part is expansion. Creating expansion comes with pain and pleasure. Gosh, don't we know that? With this formula, you can open up to new possibilities that result in abundance. We must open up a structure for growth and leverage for the ultimate experience. So this is where everyone wants to jump in first. I've got all these dreams and ideas, and then I'm just going to make it happen. I'm going to go and build a global company. You haven't actually built your local company yet. You haven't put systems and automation in it, and then you haven't learned how to leverage. So that's where the activation part really cleans a lot of stuff up, so that you can move forward with the creation of life, businesses, projects in the way you want to. And I walked this path completely myself. The beautiful thing about the human reinvention formula is you can do it over and over again. So just work on one area of your life and then apply it to another, and then apply it to another. So you don't need to be doing multiple courses for the rest of your life. You can basically learn the formula, embody it, integrate it, and then apply to multiple areas. So the whole self philosophy, this is me sitting at Noosa. I think we need to apply everything if we want to thrive to our whole self. So often the delusion's this, I've been there, so no judgment, but the delusion is, if only I created more money, then I would be happy. Now, how many of you have honestly thought that? If only I created more money. Be completely, radically honest. Thank you, Scott. Please, anyone there, if you've ever thought this, don't worry about, there's no judging or shaming here. Has anyone else, thank you, Adrian, to anybody else? Yep. Great. Right, so beautiful. Yep, more than once. Excellent. Great. Very useful. I really busted. Awesome. So it's a really common delusion, and we've been fed it, right? So it's not about judgment. It's just about we are in a system at the moment, a third dimensional system that commands this delusion. It's encouraging it all the time. Some people do the absolute extreme, go, oh, I don't need any money. I just need to be happy and joyful and live off the land and not do anything. Well, that's also a delusion. Okay. So we have a third dimensional world that we're here in, and there's a balance. Okay. So we want to look at wealth and honor it, and honor it for the role it has to play, but it's only one part of the 5 parts. We need to look at your energy and frequency. We look at, Angelica, we have to look at your self-expansion. Are you holding yourself back? Are your fears your limits? Are you actually engaged in community? Big chunk of people are like, I'm at home doing it by myself, particularly with the way the world is right now, and people aren't leaving their houses as much, right? And then contribution. So are you actually actively contributing? And I'm a big advocate for contribution. My model's been flipped. I grew up with contribution being the primary value in my family. Freaking really great life, but I didn't have the balance, so it was a burnout strategy. Okay, but I love teaching people and opening people's heart to contribution. I'm going to be doing some of that to you this evening. In fact, we'll be covering off pretty much all of these just in your experience tonight. So how would it feel to know you could access so many more possibilities at your fingertips? Like, would that be something that excites you? Because these possibilities can come in many, many ways. And what would be the impact to have the security, freedom, whatever way you want to look at, of wealth, health, and loving relationships? So being able to have all of these parts integrated together, I think we all would be sitting there going, yeah, okay, I'm up for that. I'm definitely keen for that. But how? I love to think about, I used to teach all about multiple streams of income. And actually multiple streams of income was one of my biggest streams. That's how I made it through losing $1 million business and illnesses. And my sister got very sick and passed away, and I was kind of with her by her side for nearly 8 months. So how did I do that? Multiple streams of income. So I'm a big advocate for that. And we talk about that in the expansion modules of our Thrive program. But I love to look at this even deeper. I want you to feel this. I want you to think about multiple streams of expansion. Boom, right? Expansion. Like, yeah, we want to look at the multiple streams of income, but look at the energy and the connections and the opportunities and the flow. And I contacted a dear friend of mine today and also one of my advisors, and I said to her, have you felt the energy pop this afternoon? She's like, absolutely. There's been a big peak happen. And I always check in with you because I'm very intuitive and I know something's going on. So I felt this afternoon and multiple streams of expansion just go pop. And this is what I'm passionate about, helping people access and achieve or realize, because it's potent energy. And it's an energy that's far beyond the mind and far beyond just the soul. It's an integration of all parts, and I'm super passionate about it. And I feel very blessed I get to live this now and share it with you. So how to impact other people's lives. So we talked a little bit about the reality out there, talked a little bit about, you know, the formula and way that you can move forward and become more activated and collaborate and expand. But how do we impact other people's lives in a powerful way? And this is really special that I want to share with you tonight about the MIAKO Project, because the MIAKO Project is something that's extremely sacred and of many of you have never heard of before. So in 2016, I had a vision. I was sitting on the lounge and I was very delirious with some viruses that had hit my system. And it's happened to me a couple of times. This was pretty crazy. I also found out at the time I was also ascending and waking up in all at once. I just come back from running a massive program over in Brazil called Unstoppables. And I was running, it was 53 very high net worth entrepreneurs. We went to the middle of the Amazon jungle, and then we went to Rio de Janeiro and to Carnival. And I was burnt out, came home, I was literally having delirium. And I got to finally settle into place, and I was sitting on the lounge, and in front of me, this like woman appeared. And however you want to interpret this, from your model of the world's perfect. But this woman appeared, and she was wearing the most magnificent kimono in front of me, just sort of up in the air. And she was powerful, and she was glowing, and she was strong, and she spoke to me very clearly. And I remember telling the story many times, people looking at me like, yeah, okay. It was so potent that I couldn't not do something about it. It wasn't necessarily the right time to progress with this, but I did it anyway and built this social enterprise, or the first stage of it, called the MIAKO Project, with a team of amazing human beings that agreed to come on the journey in exchange for me doing some mentoring and coaching with them. They worked on MIAKO with me. And this is a vision that I had to pause and that I've held on to. And this is the first time that I'm speaking about MIAKO since 2016. So this is a special moment to share with you. So what is MIAKO, and why would I want to share it with you? So let's have a look. To begin with, I want to share with you the video that we created to demonstrate how MIAKO was going. This was our interpretation of what MIAKO was going to do in the world as a social project. Not a charity, but a sustainable social project. So I'm going to share this with you first, and then share where we've come with this project since here. So just take a moment to sit back and feel this short video. Yeah. So this incredible project, the vision of it was to work with different communities around the world. And it was always about education. Oh, a bit teary. The countries we were connecting to were countries I had worked in been in India. I'd worked with a clothing manufacturer there to create kimono garments. We actually have a full selection of kimono garments created by a New Zealand designer that we've paused because of the current affairs in the world. Connections with groups in Africa, Costa Rica, and lots of different countries. So MIAKO, particularly with what has happened in the world with that thing out there, which I won't name, is that we've had to change direction in a way, but not really. And it's funny because every time I worked on global projects, which is very much my background as a global ambassador for anti-child trafficking in Asia, stood up for many, many different causes, I always felt a sense of, but what about the people here in Australia or New Zealand, my homeland? And so by divine intervention, we get to apply MIAKO now to people here in Australia to begin with, and then in New Zealand. So how cool is that? Did you enjoy that video? Was that something that could you feel what that vision was about? Thanks, Naomi. Wow, tears. So fitting that holiday was a little bit, yeah, absolutely. So thank you. So we've made a shift. I know that those that have supported me with the MIAKO vision, where a few have petered off. Many of those people were there for the education for themselves, and some of you that are here tonight have absolutely known MIAKO in your heart. You've felt her energy, and so she's 100% coming back. So Christiane, moved by the memory. So we're back, and MIAKO is ready to shine. So this was initially created with a team of enthusiastic change makers who I mentored in exchange for the support of building MIAKO. We created online education to support the development of more change makers, and that education is going to be launched in the future. I've just decided to focus on a couple of other areas first. We ran events and we built our vision. And then this human hardship kicked in, where I went through 3 years ago, a multiple loss of babies, ending up with losing the love of my life who turned violent, and losing everything. And so I had to refocus my mind. I had to find my own happiness, reinvent myself, and pause the MIAKO project. And I felt a lot of guilt about that initially. And then I let that go, processed that, and went, she'll have her time again. And went inwards, and now I get to share the expansion of MIAKO. So through my own extraordinary journey of reinvention, extensive work on human transformation, I knew it was time to launch my business and a new paradigm of education. And that's what the Human Reinvention Academy is all about. So the Human Reinvention Academy that has brought through the Human Reinvention formula, but also or the Thrive program I knew was the critical piece. Like, put your rocks and your mask on first, right? Build a business that would support the reinvention of others was the first step. But then I asked myself, actually not that long ago, there was something missing. Here I am teaching the Human Reinvention formula. Where's my contribution? Although I'm contributing to people reinventing themselves, it was bothering me that here I was sitting in Noosa and people were getting homeless. The domestic violence rate here in Noosa has gone through the roof. I just knew I had to do something, and I knew I could. So I decided that, well, actually the unity came through a meditation where I'd see the unity between my two greatest passions. So that is education with the Human Reinvention Academy and social impact projects. Social impact projects have been really, it's the whole law of contribution and reciprocity. So it's an essential part of us being human beings today. And I thought to myself, what if, and in the Thrive program, we play the what if game, what if the Human Reinvention Academy was backed by a promoter or someone, an investor? Boom, tick. What if then it started to thrive? Awesome. What if then it could support MIAKO, and then we could provide Thrive education for those that couldn't necessarily afford the standard education? So can I show you guys how you can thrive and create an impact at the same time? Big question for you. Can I move forward and show you how to do that? Because when this came through, it was so powerful and so potent in energy, I knew that I had to run this event tonight and change it from the other one I was running and actually show you how this works. Because there's nothing like coaching, mentoring, but actually through action and showing you how you can create these integrations. And this is what I've done. So let's move for me. So there's two parts, thrive and impact. And I want to show you how we can bring them together. So first of all, to do that, I do need to set the scene of what Thrive program Reinvent Yourself is about. For those of you that are in Thrive that are on the line tonight, yay, you're in the journey already. So super excited, and you guys are amazing. But for anyone that isn't, this is what it's about. So it's basically a reset and reinvent yourself 90-day coaching and mentoring program. There's a number of stages. So first of all, we deep dive. Now, I have mastered this process of deep diving where you can do Thrive self-evaluation questionnaires, monthly reinvention scorecards, and then 90-day evaluation. So over 90 days, we put you in the sacred container and we love you up with so much support with myself and a coach, and the community help each other to all move forward and reinvent yourself. And we're doing this actually right now. We've got a program running right now. You get given a Thrive online home study activation program. It's a step-by-step program. There's audios, there's prepare to thrive, activation, collaboration, expansion together, and then integration. This is 16 years of personal growth and development, and added on top of it a whole nother level of working with frequency and biohacking, which has made it a very potent program. Then every fortnight, the first week of the month, we do live activations. I open up a beautiful big portal of energy. I download huge amounts of gorgeous energy and clarity and wisdom, and I stimulate a lot in you. These are very profound sessions. You'll come away feeling very connected, very clear, sometimes emotional. They're very, very, very potent. Thanks, Rach. Yeah, you've been doing them. The other fortnight, we do progress reporting. We've actually got one coming up next week. We want to measure and progress. Someone said that one of the strengths that I have as a mentor is to bridge the gap between the mind and the soul. And I like to think of it also as, that unlimited potential and strategy. I'm a very strong strategist, but I can couple it with a very, very expansive way of looking at things. And this is what we do with monthly reviews to support you. We then wrap you up in a huge amount of community support on a private community online where I run mini challenges every couple of weeks throughout your 90 days. And you're just going to absolutely feel loved up, supported. I seem to attract really kind people. So that's wonderful, right? So this is a community where everyone will be welcomed, irrespective of where you're coming from in your journey. And I think that's really, really important. We can all learn from each other, right? Then we have the Thrive Online Resource Library. So this is interviews and audios and processes. There's an online library. I've actually worked with a sound healer with instruments, and we've created audio tracks. These are potent for people that want to just maybe are hiding away at home a little bit, just want to do lots and lots of little bits of tapping in. This has got lots of those interviews and a whole bunch of cool resources in there as well. So this Thrive program, the great thing about this program, which I'm very proud of, is that for those that have invested fully in the program, they actually get a 90-day, 100% money back guarantee. So I back my work completely. So if anyone wants to go on a Thrive program for 90 days, and you'll get the relevance of this later, but actually right now, I'm actually going to back it. Because I know how good this work is, and I know how potent it is, and it's impossible to go through this program and not shift and not shift and change. So I'm taking the risk away. The conditions with this is that you just need to show up and do what you've committed to doing. So you need to do all parts of the program plus attend a final coaching call. And if you haven't experienced anyone that joins us in reinvention in 90 days, and completed the above, then I'll refund your money. I'm taking a huge risk as a small business, which is actually growing and being backed by investors and promoters now. So we're growing quite quickly now. But this is a big thing that I'm wanting to do. So I want to, really hope you understand the essence of this work is as pure as we can make it. And the reality is, for me, it's all about transformation. So I'm taking a risk that people will invest and then they will want a refund. But I know the value. It's over $9,000 of value in total. So this is what the cool thing is. So this is starting to bridge the gap. So for every Thrive member who invests in themselves with the Human Reinvention Academy, we will provide a scholarship so every member that joins, we will gift one program, a 90-day program valued at $9,000 to someone in need, and we'll give it to them for $99. Now, the reason we put a cost on there, I think you'll understand, is there's got to be leverage for someone to engage. There has to be some sort of leverage or exchange. There are situations where $99 won't be appropriate, and so we have another plan for that as well. So I hope you like that, the concept that every time, if for example, you chose to join the Thrive program, you're actually helping another person with a scholarship that is sitting at home right now, who's gone through hardship. They still have the capacity to change. Let me share with you something. When I lost everything, I was depressed, I lost my babies, my relationship, my self-esteem, everything. I needed this program. I needed this program, and that's why I built it, because we're not talking about so much crisis where someone can't even think for themselves, in which case this program wouldn't be great. But there's a point where there's a lot of strong people out there who are really getting slammed, and the last thing they can do is put down money to get development. But I know that if we put them in a container with good coaches and a good culture, I know we can change their lives. So that's something I'm super committed to, and Pay It Forward is a big part of the Human Reinvention formula. So on top of that, if people join the Thrive program, they also get an opportunity to join Thrive Live. So you might find this interesting. It's a 2-day live virtual event that we run twice a year. I'm backed with one of the biggest educational promoters in Australia to do this event, and these tickets are valued at $2,500 to join. If you join the Thrive program, we give you a ticket as well. This event, Thrive Live, is all about bringing my mentors and my peers along and talking about reinvention. I have a very strong desire to shift the industry of what was personal development into a new paradigm in education called reinvention. I think we need a lot more strategy in there, a lot more integration of all parts, and that's what I'm on a mission to produce and provide. And so I'm going to do that in a 2-day online live event so that you can see and experience that. So overall, if Thrive is a program that you might be interested in personally, and I'm going to show you the integration with MIAKO in a moment, then you can join for just $583 today, and then a couple of other payments, or you can just do it in one payment of $1,500. With the Thrive tickets, that's $9,000. It's over $11,000 value, and far more than that in the sense of what you can create in your life moving forward. So that's an option for you, and we get I'm going to get my team to pop the links in there. If you want to pay in full or in 3 payments, that's fine. Absolutely would love to invite you to join us in Thrive. And there's a number of you that are in Thrive here this evening, so you're probably just sitting there going, yep, I've got all this, I'm already in, which is really cool. But for those of you that want to move forward with that would be fantastic. So the question is, are you thriving in all areas of your life, yes or no? So if the answer is no, then I really do highly recommend Thrive. And if you're in a position to make it happen, then I encourage you to do it. It is changing people's lives. I have the privilege of meeting people every day who's this program is changing their lives. It shakes things up. It unpacks, it disrupts. It's loving, it's kind, it's gentle, but it's also profound at the same time. If you are already thriving in all areas of your life, then that's fantastic. You might be able to, and you're not really looking to thrive anymore, which I can't kind of imagine, but there might be some people like that. But you're looking more at how you can help others thrive, which is a very big part. When you're thriving, one of your missions becomes, how do I help others to thrive, right? So if that's you that I'm speaking to right now, then this is what you can do. You can become a MIAKO 2021 Founding Project member. So you are the beginning of the founding membership team that basically of saying, I back Mia and her MIAKO vision. I'm going to go for it. I want to be part of it, and I want to do something great with my life. I want to be part of this because it's a startup, even though it's got a strong foundational background to it. It's already got education programs. Your investment in becoming a founding member will be future education in the field of human reinvention and social innovation. All of the programs that we produce in MIAKO will have a pay it forward option. So I'm just going to look at continuing to pay it forward, pay it forward, pay it forward. We have a how to be a social entrepreneur program already written, how to be a social innovator program already written, but your investment will just help us bring that to life and get that up online, and so that we can help more people help people, if that makes sense. I also want your investment to cover funding 2 people in need to do the Thrive program. So that's the $99 pay it forward. So if you just want to how to help a couple of people pay it forward, I'd be so grateful. I can't wait to put the application forms to these people and get them into the program as soon as possible. And I already know people that need this program right now. And so this is just your help's going to help me get the education into their hands. Okay. These people, if they receive a full scholarship and don't pay $99, and they've come from one of you guys as a founding member, then they will be tasked to pay it forward at the end of the program. Okay, so I'm going to encourage them to then pay forward $99 to another client. Is this sounding good to you guys? Are you getting the essence of what this is about? This is about being able to create this vortex of contribution, giving and receiving, and really filling ourselves up at the same time while filling up others as well. And the third thing we're going to do is going to give you 2 tickets to Thrive Live. And that's $5,000, $2,500 a ticket. We'll give you those tickets as well. We will also give you VIP invitations to any events that I'm running, book launches, MIAKO events, Human Reinvention Formula Academy events. We're going to just want to welcome you in to this project, which I'm going to be having someone help manage this project, because I've also got the Reinvention Academy to manage. So I'm really looking for people that want to help us with this moving forward. But all you really need to do is create an investment at this stage. And some of you may even want to be involved further. So how do you do this? So again, Thrive, Reinvent Yourself is either $1,500 or $583 today. Or you can invest for $350. Now, that might seem a lot to some of you. I just want you to know that 100% $350 will go into the MIAKO project account, and that all of that money will be going into directly into education, because the Human Reinvention Formula can fund the business administration side of things. Okay, so it's just the money goes in, it sits in there. And so if you want to put the link up, thanks Rach, put the link up for Thrive, join the Thrive program, put the other link up, Rach, for MIAKO, the PayPal link, and that's for the MIAKO, or you can email me and we can organise something if you're not comfortable with PayPal. Now, if you choose to move forward with Thrive because you are going to be bold this evening and jump into this incredible program, you can jump in as soon as next week. We would be having a call almost straight away just to get you engaged in the program and ready to go. Then I will also, as a gift for tonight only, or for now only, I will also give you the MIAKO founding membership. And with that, it's all Australian dollars, thanks Scott. And with that MIAKO founding membership that I will be gifting you, so you can get straight into contribution if you choose, I will actually put of your $1,500 of Thrive, I will actually take $350 out and put it in the MIAKO project. How does that sound? Okay, so you're actually getting the Thrive program for even less than you would normally be paying for it for this evening. So that's an $11,000 program for $1,500. If you join this evening, you can also, I will actually put the money in for you to be the MIAKO founding member from the Human Reinvention Formula. Now, for anyone that's got coin, if you don't know what this is and you have an ABN and you are registered for GST in Australia, then you can use coin, but we also do accept 100% coin for both MIAKO and Thrive. If you're not sure what that is, then you can always email me and I'll send you information at info@miamunro.com. But these are a couple of the options that I hope I'm inspiring you with this evening. So this is what I just mentioned. If you join Thrive, we'll gift MIAKO founding membership, and we'll pay the $350 to the MIAKO Project. So here are some of the links. I think Rachel's already got those up there. We've got the links for the program. We've got the links for MIAKO. Now, hopefully you're already clicking on those links, okay? For anybody in the Thrive program currently, if you want to be part of the MIAKO founding membership program, then please let me know in the Thrive community. So post in the Thrive community that you want to be part of the MIAKO founding membership, and we can talk about what role you'll play there. If you are sitting on the fence, I understand some of you actually have just met me tonight, and this is not about anything but just wanting to create an enormous vortex of giving and receiving, helping you thrive, whilst helping you thrive, helping other people thrive. So if you just are not sure, it's a big decision. You need to have a call with me. Probably not for the Thrive members that are already with us, but just for those, I've got some availability tomorrow, Saturday and Monday. Click on that link there in Calendly, book an appointment with me, and let's just talk about it. I would love to talk through the opportunities with both Thrive, Human Reinvention Academy, and MIAKO, and I'd love to welcome you into just playing together, working on a project together. Both projects will require an investment. If putting an investment is a challenge for you, just book an appointment and we'll have a conversation about it. It's all about human transformation, so for me. So that's all for me from this evening. How did I go time-wise? Pretty good. Anything as we're just finishing up here, anything you'd like to share with me? I just want to come back into the video here. Beautiful. Anything you'd like to post in the group there about your experience this evening? Anything you want to say verbally to me? You're welcome to just pop your hand in and then share some beautiful words. But it's been an absolute pleasure to connect with you guys this evening. Divine timing, yay. Fantastic. Thanks, Mia. It's amazing, wonderful. Oh, there's Lauren in London. Woo! Fantastic.
Thank you, my love. And can I just say, people get onto Thrive. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Living it.
Yeah, you are living it. Wow, your world is, and you've been stuck in UK lockdown for how long? Whew.
Well, we're on lockdown number 3 and we're 4 months in.
Yeah. And you are thriving, right? You are
absolutely.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Thanks, Lauren. Anyone else want to share? I just opened it up because I love, guys that know me know that I love connection. Anything else you'd like to share? Any thoughts on? I thought my little Kiwi friend there would pop up. You love this, Nari. Thanks, Nari. Thanks, Nari, for all your support of this vision of taking this work out to the world.
Thank you, Mia, for restarting MIAKO at a higher level. Thank you. Yeah. Beautiful.
You're welcome. Thanks, Christiane. So it means a lot. Oh, got lots of.
Thank you, beautiful. I'm a bit overwhelmed, actually. I cried quite a bit during your speaking, and also the video really touched my heart. And yeah, I'm going to book in a session with you and talk more about it with you tomorrow. It's a bit late here as well, so I'm kind of sleepy as well, but really excited.
New Zealand, right? Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for being here tonight, and I look forward to talking to you next couple of days. Beautiful. Well, I think that's a wrap for this evening. It's my absolute honor to share this work with you. If I can be of service, just let me know how. And I do encourage you, if you're not currently in Thrive, to join us. And if you're wanting to get behind MIAKO, then let's take this work to the world and help as many people out of hardship, homelessness, domestic violence, all this crazy stuff people are going through. We've got the education that's going to get them back on their feet. So we're certainly a big chunk of the education of the beingness of who they are. So thank you. Thanks, Barry. Good night, everybody. And until we meet again, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.